Yeah, I'm recording now. Okay.
Thank you.
So yeah. So project assignment. So this you have this. You see, there are two files, right? So project assignment, and then what's this? What's there in this case? So yeah. So you have to submit these two things: work breakdown structure and network schedule. Okay. For the part one and part two, and this is the project. And if you will go to the grade scope, okay, grade scope over here, there are detailed instructions over here. So where is this grade scope? Yeah, this is grade scope, project assignment one. So if I click this project assignment one, there is of course no submission yet. And then you can see that there are some, if you can see these outline, so then you have to provide these 6 things, okay? And their specifications are here. Even I think if you will see that this is this uh, project assignment one, if you see this case, okay, there are there is this part one, okay, and in part one there is this question, okay, and then it has been asked that you will provide the work breakdown structure and the software schedule, the tabular schedule, etc. Yeah, you will provide it. Is it still unclear? Is it clear or unclear?
It's clear for me. I'm not sure about others.
Yeah. So,
Professor, I'm sorry. So this is the group assignment, right?
yes, group assignment.
Can you tell me? I just lost the Google sheet where we divided by groups. It was by email. You send it by email, or
Yeah, anything if you want to find out, it's there in the Moodle announcement. Okay, if you go to the announcement section, everything will be there. So I announced this project assignment, right? So in the project assignment, yeah, here, you see, here there is this link. Even if you receive in your email or you lost that email, you can go to the Moodle and then you can see this link, okay? So,
okay, thank you, Professor. Thank you.
yeah. So for example, this is this. Yeah, this is the one, okay? So you are in group number 1 and you can see who is in your group, right? And this is group 3. Group 2, still no one joined, but anyway, we can go ahead with that, right? Okay, so now one concern is that there are, I think there are actually 2 deadlines. Sorry, two assignments coming on the same deadline. So one is this project assignment and assignment number 2. So, okay, I will extend this project assignment one maybe by 2 days, okay? I will extend it, okay? So that you can submit assignment number 2 first. So project assignment, I will edit the setting and I will set it to 11th of March, okay? Yeah, 11th of March. 11th of March. Okay, so I extend it by 2 days, project assignment number 1, okay? But assignment number 2, which is your individual assignment, you have to submit on 9th of March. All right.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. So questions?
Can I ask a question about the quiz, Professor?
Yes. Today's quiz?
Yeah, today's.
Okay.
There was a crazy question number 1.
Uh-huh.
Because I didn't get the, I mean, I didn't get the point of the question. Like, I can read it, but
Yes, say it. What is
the
that?
latest, just let me read it, okay? The latest finish time for a specific activity must be at the same as or earlier than the earliest of all the latest start times of all the activities emerging directly from that specific activity.
Yeah.
It's just so sophisticated. I just couldn't get the idea of the question. I mean,
It is rule 2.
I just couldn't follow the question.
Okay. I see.
It is rule 2 from the lectures.
Yes. So it has to be like that actually. So it says that the latest start time does not have to be earlier than the finish time. Okay. The earliest
So that's false.
the latest finish
answer is
time.
false, right?
Yeah, the latest. So I think probably it's maybe the false. I have not seen, but I think it should be the false. Yeah, that's the answer.
Okay.
All right. So okay. So
Professor.
All right. So okay. So for the lecture part, I think
Professor,
yes.
can I ask a question?
Ask, yes, please.
I would like to know about the attendance of today's lecture. Could you explain what will you do? Because I didn't see the email, and I joined only like 15 minutes ago.
Okay. I will consider that. Okay. I will not because normally I count is, for example, 60-minute time for the attendance. For today, I will consider less time, maybe 30 minutes. Okay.
Okay. Several people meet the same problems with link to join.
Yeah. But today it's okay, no problem. Those who are here now, so they should be considered present.
Okay.
Professor,
Yes.
related to the quiz, I don't know what was the problem. There were some irregularities. 2 times my Moodle has logged in and logged out. So it will take kind of 4 minutes, and I couldn't solve the last 2 minutes. So due to that, I don't know why. It was for all or just for me?
No, it can just happen. I think maybe sometimes due to your internet connection, something like. Yeah, this is the thing I think which we have no control actually. Sometimes it can happen.
So for that, maybe for some temporary cases, we can extend 5 minutes, because for 20 questions, 30 minutes is, with considering those cases, is not sufficient, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so you can write an email to me, and then I will check that how much time you have took over there, and then I will answer you. Okay? So for the individual cases, I think maybe you just can send some email, and then I normally answer. Okay. Yeah. So write an email to me, and then I will look at it. Okay. So actually, what we are doing is now we are at the project monitoring and control. stage. Okay. So project monitoring and control is an area which is related with the executing phase of the project. Okay. So in project monitoring and control, you monitor the activities and then you take corrective actions for their control. So in this case, from the technical aspect, we have learned about the earned value management concept. Earned value management concept. Okay, earned value management. So it is EVM. Okay, EVM. So this earned value management concept has three basic quantities. One is the planned value, the other is the earned value, and the third one is the actual cost. Okay, these values have their previous former names as the budgeted cost of work scheduled, BCWS, budgeted cost of work performed, and actual cost of work performed. Okay, but now no more. We no longer use these terminologies. So we simply use planned value, earned value, and actual cost. Okay. Yeah, in this book chapter, we are using slightly different terms. Cumulative, we are using the word cumulative with that, but that is the same thing. So planned value is, planned values are the costs which are initially planned for the project. Earned value are the values which are obtained based on the amount of work which was performed. Okay, and actual cost is the actual spending on the activities. So therefore, when we compare these three values together, we come across with the variances. Okay, variances. So there are two types of variances. Cost variance, which is the difference of the earned value and the planned value. Okay, and then there is the sorry, this is not the cost variance, this is the schedule variance. So I need to correct it. Eraser, yeah. So there is this schedule variance. So schedule variance, which is the difference between the earned value and the planned value. And then there's this cost variance, which is the difference between the earned value and the actual cost, EV minus AC. Okay, there is no comparison between the PV and AC. Okay, and it is also said that the comparison between PV and AC is not very relevant. Alternatively, you can also calculate the indices. Okay, so corresponding to schedule variance, there is the schedule performance index. So it is basically the ratio of the planned value to the earned value. And the corresponding to the cost variance, there is this cost performance index, which is the ratio of the actual cost to the earned value. So here you can see that the earned value is the central figure over here. Okay, earned value is available, everything, because earned value is the amount of actual work performed. Okay, amount of actual work performed. So earned value is the central figure over here, which is present in everything over here. So so based on this schedule performance index, cost performance index, we can calculate the estimated cost at completion. Okay, estimated cost at completion. So basic formula for the estimated cost at completion estimated cost at completion is that it is the budgeted cost at completion divided by the cost performance index. Okay, but estimated cost at completion. So EAC is the estimated cost at completion. Okay, and what is BAC? BAC is the budgeted cost at completion. Okay, what is the difference between BAC and EAC? The BAC is the initial estimate when you do the planning for the project. So the total of all the activities is the budgeted cost at completion. The estimated cost at completion means, so for example, you have performed some work on the project. Midway between the project, when you try to estimate that our project is going to finish at the budgeted cost at completion or not. So by this formula, okay, by this formula, we can estimate the estimated cost at completion. And if you can see that estimated cost at completion is the formula which assumes that the current condition will prevail in the project, and the project will finish according to the current provision. So just to apply, and then I take just a fictitious example. So for example, if we have some activities in this project, activities A, B, C, D, E, okay, say 5 activities if we have, and what we need is the cost estimate for the activity. So for example, total budget, okay, total budget for each activity is, let's say 500, 300, in some figures, maybe $500,000, $300,000, or 500,000 tenge, 300, so like that, okay, in dollar or tenge, whatever monetary amount. So 200, maybe 300, okay, or maybe 100, okay. These are the budgets, and activity A lasts for so these are the budgets, okay. So when we say that the budget, so we will the budget is same as the planned value. So that means the planned value for activity A is, so this is actually the cumulative planned value, total planned value. So this budget we have to spend like this. So for example, if this project goes on for, say, for 10 weeks, okay. So maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. If this project goes on for 10 weeks. So we can develop this. We can focus on this schedule table, okay. So say the activity A was for 4 days duration, and then this budget has been distributed like this: 100, 200, 100, and 100. That means in the first week, 100 is scheduled to be spent. In the second week, 200 is scheduled to be spent, 100. So this I am taking just the data, okay. There is, of course, this is the given data, okay. That means you will assume, you can even, for sometimes we can assume that the activities, the costs of the activities, we can equally distribute. But depending on the type of the activity, for some of the day, we may also assume that some other cost may also have to be assumed. So activity B likewise takes like 3 days to complete. So 100, 100, 100. Activity C takes takes also takes 4 days to complete. So it will be 50, 50, 50, 50. Okay. I'm just assuming some of this data for our analysis purposes. And activity D takes place like after activity A for 3 days. So it will be 100, 100, 100. And activity E, follows after this this activity. So maybe I can take like 30, 40, and 30. Okay, something like this. So total is 100 for each activity. So in this case, for the project, from the project's point of view, the total cost for the total budget for the project is 500 plus 300 plus 800 plus 300 plus 100 is 1,400. Okay. So this 1,400 will be the budget at completion, budgeted cost at completion. 1,400 will be the budgeted cost at completion. And for each week, we are spending like 200, and then it will be 300, 200, then it will be 250. It is like 150, then it is 150, 50, 30, 40, 30. Okay, so you can check that. So all these figures should come equal to 1,400. Okay, so suppose now we are at the end of day 4. Okay, we are at the end of day 4. So that means we are here. We are here at the end of day 4. So for this, we want to find the planned value for each activity. Okay, so planned value for each activity. So at the end of day 4, I can say that maybe PV4. At the end of day 4, the planned value for activity A is already what that means before whatever which has happened before day 4. So it is supposed that activity A has already completed. So the planned value for activity 4 A will be 500. Okay. Similarly, planned value for activity B will be 300. But what about the planned value for activity C? Planned value for activity C in this case, according to the schedule, will be only 50. That 50, right? And
Yes.
planned value for activity D will be 0, and planned value for activity E will be 0. Okay.
For activity D, it should be 100.
D should be 100. Yes. Okay. Correct. Yes, 100. So maybe 100. Yeah. 100. Okay. Okay. So now we want to calculate the earned value. So for the earned value, actually earned value you cannot directly see from here. For the earned value, we have to measure the actual progress. Okay. So for the actual progress, actually what we have to do is we need another column. Okay. So that column is called as the percentage complete. Okay, percentage complete. So percentage complete means in the for the actual work what the work was performed. Okay, have to be measured. So for this we will need to get some additional data. Okay, from the project, and the project engineer or project manager will report that activity A was like 80% complete. Okay, project B was 100. Activity B was 100% complete. Activity C was like 50% complete. Okay, I mean just I'm taking any figure, and then activity D was like 10% complete, 20% complete. Okay, 20% complete. Okay, and then activity E did not started. So the next step will be to find the earned value. Okay, the next step will be to find the earned value. So the earned value will be the equal to the whatever the activity was completed, percentage of activity was completed, multiplied by the total budget for that activity. So 500 and the 500 times 80%, it will be
400.
400. And this is 100, so it will be 300. And this is C. C is 50%, it will be 100, okay? And it is 20% completed, so it will be 60 only. And it is 0% completed, it will be 0. Okay, so the next we need is the actual cost. So again, now the actual cost data we cannot read directly from here. Actual cost data will also come from the field, from the project itself. So naturally, the actual cost is the amount which was actually spent or which you actually paid. So for example, if you are paying for the resources, for the labor, for those activities, whatever the wages, whatever the amount which you are spending on the materials, the total of those actual cost, the accounting values have to be taken. So actual cost, this data comes from the field, and this percentage complete data also comes from the field. But the planned value we can read from the schedule over here. So now again, this data must be provided separately and then had to be measured. So we consider that the actual cost on this was also 400. Okay, then maybe we can say that the actual cost on this was 350. The actual cost for this C was 120. The actual cost this was 100. And this activity has not started, but still we have spent some amount. I don't know, maybe it can be 0, or it doesn't have to be 0. If everything is 0, it does not have to be 0. This data is independently measured. So maybe we can assume that we still have spent some amount, like 25 over here. Okay, so after doing this, now what we can do is we can now calculate the cost variance as well as the schedule variance. So the cost variance is equal to the earned value minus the actual cost. So it will be 0. And then the schedule variance. Okay, so and then it will be earned value. So this will be minus 50. Okay, this will be minus 20. This will be minus 40. And this will be minus 25. So there are many negative cost variances. The schedule variance will be the earned value minus the planned value. So 400 minus 500 is minus 100. And 300 minus 300 is 0. 100 minus 50 is 50. And 60 minus 100 is minus 40. And 0 minus 0 is 0. Okay, so we will calculate the cost variances and the schedule variances. So for individual activities, for the values of the cost variances and the schedule variances, we can tell that whether the activities are over budget or under budget. So for example, if the cost variance is negative, it will mean that we have spent more than what we have actually earned. Okay, that means negative cost variance means spent more, okay, but earned less. Okay, if there is a negative schedule variance, it will mean that we have earned less, okay, earned less but planned more. Okay, so this is the measurement of the this will show that it is the project is over budget. On the contrary, if it is a positive value, that means we will say that we are under budget. That means we have spent less but earned more. For this, we can say that in loose terms, we can say that we are behind schedule. Okay, behind schedule, because we have to earn more than what we have actually planned. Or on the other hand, if the schedule variance is positive, we can say that we are ahead of schedule. So actually we are now also, I am also behind schedule because the time is now 10:16. But anyway, I may continue this discussion in the next lecture. But for the later, for the whole project, okay, for the whole project, we can also calculate these values, and then we can make some predictions for the whole project as well. Anyway, I will continue this discussion in the next lecture as well. Do you have any questions?
Next lecture is on March 9, yes? Okay.
Yes, because March 9 will be the next lecture, definitely. Yes.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Prof.
So, thank you, Bob. Okay.
Have a good day.
Okay, but good day. Bye-bye. See you next lecture.